Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Dorinda Medley reveals if she is appearing on season 15 of RHOBH after it's revealed the entire cast will return. Have you pitched that idea to Andy? Is that like maybe in motion?
I think we have pitched it. We pitched I think the legacy back up at Bluestone Manor would be incredible.
Plus, Shannon Mador talks John Jansen's lawsuit, Kyle quits couples therapy, and Kroy reveals how much Kim has really spent on luxury items. And Bette Midler pitches herself for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Andy approves. We got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey everyone, and welcome to Getting Real with the Housewives. Lots of news to get to today, but before we do, like always, we want to see what you had to say about last week's show. One user says, I didn't miss Rinna at all. I was actually relieved to not hear her voice and the cruel remarks she is possessed to say. No filter, no sophistication. Well, another user said the season for Beverly Hills was boring. Not sure if it's because Lisa wasn't there for drama, but there was literally nothing. Who cares about Kyle and Morgan? Boring. A lot of people went back and forth about this, about whether or not they wanted Lisa to come back after she said she would never return to Beverly Hills in an interview recently. I think a lot more people are leaning on, I hope she never comes back. But, you know, it's definitely, something was definitely a little off this season. I don't know what it was. Deborah says, so glad Candace is leaving. I haven't seen any personal growth. I'm actually a little disappointed that Candace is leaving. I like her on the show, but I think that she was just kind of done. It probably has been taking a toll on her relationships, wants to focus maybe on music and starting a family like she said, so she's doing what's best for her. All right, let's get into the news of the week, and Kroy Biermann is putting estranged wife Kim Zolciak on blast for her spending habits. On April 2nd, he filed new paperwork in their divorce after suggesting that Kim was trying to keep her spending habits from going public. Well, Kroy took the matter into his own hands by submitting a spreadsheet that listed Kim's alleged purchases over the last 7 years, and it's a lot. So he claimed that she spent more than $600,000 between 2016 and 2023 at luxury stores, including Neiman Marcus, Saks, Chanel, and Versace. So Kroy also claimed that Kim dropped over $161,000 in 2021 and over $65,000 in 2022 on Bitcoin investments and playing the lottery. The amount of debt that they have gotten themselves in is just insane. It really is. We've talked about this before. I can't believe that they haven't filed for bankruptcy yet. You know, their house was about to go into foreclosure. They tried to fight that. They owe credit card companies an insane amount of money as well. So I'm not really sure what their strategy is going forward, but hopefully they work something out. It was also reported that Kim and Brielle's cars were going to be repossessed. So I feel like they're just holding on to this lifestyle that just does not exist for them anymore. And I know that she's trying to shop around, or at least it's been reported that she's trying to shop around some reality shows, if we're going to see her back in Atlanta. There's just so many questions going on with their finances and not really many answers. So hopefully they figure something out, because it's really getting into some dire circumstances. Moving on to my favorite story of the week. Andy Cohen loves the possibility of Bette Midler joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as do I. And this is after she publicly campaigned to join the show. So Bette asked on X, is it too late for me to become a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I've never watched it, but I am in the mood to talk some shit and to get paid for it. A dream. Really is. Andy responded, it's time. Talk about a glorious crossover. So Andy was so excited about this that he continued talking about it on his Sirius XM radio show. He said that Bette would be the grande dame of Beverly Hills in a second. Andy added, I will be very excited for Bette to join the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Just want to say that also. I mean, Bette Midler is a superstar. How much would that cost? Because she said she wants to make a lot of money to shit talk. While Andy is confident Bette would be great for the show, he questioned whether or not she would enjoy the lack of privacy after working with her on a 48-hour profile back in the 90s. He said, we were following her with our cameras and she's like, what are you doing? And we're like, well, this is kind of how we do it. And she's like, no. So my only concern is that I was really thinking this through, is I don't know that she would love us just showing up with cameras, running, gunning her. I think she likes fine setups and things. Well, it appears that over two decades later, the Grammy, Emmy, Tony winner is ready for the constant attention of the reality world. She later tweeted, "I think my tagline should be, those beaches don't know what's about to hit them." She wrote this about, obviously, her 1988 film, Beaches. I am all for this. I love this so much. I mean, I highly doubt that she would really do this, but I love that she already has her own tagline set out. I'm ready for her to face off with Erika Jayne. I think it could be epic. And, you know, the Beverly Hills does bring in some major star power, so I think that would be a perfect addition. I love it so much. Well, sticking with Beverly Hills news, Kyle Richards and Mauricio have put their therapy journey on pause amid their separation. During an Amazon Live session with her daughter Alexia, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star revealed that she and Mauricio haven't been in marriage counseling for a while as they kind of navigate their relationship. She said, "We're just taking a break from that. We get along very well and we're really good friends." I mean, I feel like a broken record at this point. And I feel like I say time and time again that I feel like this relationship is kind of just done. And you know what? They had a 27-year marriage. They seem to both be like happy at this point. But I mean, like, if you're not putting in the work to work on this relationship anymore by going to therapy, I feel like they've kind of both checked out. But it seems like they're still really good friends. They're still living under the same roof. You know, they do have 4 daughters to think about. So it's not just an easy, clean break. There's a lot that they have to think of, not only with their daughters, with finances, with business. So, I mean, I feel like this will be the next season of Beverly Hills. All right, well, Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Mador is ready to talk about the lawsuit she's facing from ex-boyfriend John Jansen. She said on Jeff Lewis's radio show, "Even though it's not warranted, I offered to pay John the exact amount that he wanted, but he turned the deal down because he didn't want to sign a mutual non-disparagement agreement, and that's standard in most settlements, and that's where you say you're not going to talk badly about someone." Well, after counseling with her attorneys, Shannon believes the best decision moving forward is to have the case play out in trial. Now, this is a big move. So she said, "It's frustrating because now my hands are tied. What am I supposed to do? Say, here's all this money that you claim that I owe you and go ahead? Say whatever you want about me? No, my attorney said I can't let you do that. So I have to now go to trial, and that's a lot." So as we know, he is suing her for a breach of oral contract and promissory fraud, claiming that she failed to repay him $75,000 for a facelift. He claimed in court documents that Shannon has failed to return the money, even though she agreed to pay him back with interest. From Shannon's perspective, she also gave her ex-boyfriend money throughout their relationship. She said she paid for things early on in their relationship when they went on trips, hotels, things like that. She said there wasn't a written agreement or payment plan to pay each other back. This also comes as Shannon's ex-husband, David Mador, has been charged with 2 misdemeanors after being pulled over last month. Page 6 reported on March 28th that David was formally charged after being pulled over on February 4th for reckless driving and speeding at greater than 100 miles per hour. Definitely a scary situation as well. But going back to her lawsuit with John, it seems like maybe he doesn't want to sign this non-disparagement agreement because he obviously is going to be appearing on the show again with Alexis, and maybe he does want to talk about his relationship with her, which is probably why this is being held up. Now it's going to trial. It will be, I feel like Shannon may win in this trial. She's willing to pay back everything. I feel like he may be forced to sign this non-disparagement agreement, and so I wonder if that will have any effect on the upcoming season of OC. It's just so interesting to me that he just wanted his privacy last season, and now he's all about the publicity with Alexis Bellino. But I don't know. Fame does something weird to people, I guess. Well, the Real Housewives of New York City season 15 is there, which is a confusing way to confirm the exciting news that the full cast is set to return. They released this fun little video on Instagram. So Sai, Uba, Erin, Jenna, Jessel, and Brynn will all return for the upcoming season of RHONY. After months of speculation from Bravo fans about the show's future, because we really haven't heard anything about the show. I mean, Brynn was here a while ago and she said that they were still in contract negotiations. So we don't really know any details about the premiere. However, Jessel did poke fun at herself by declaring it's up and coming to conclude the announcement. So all 6 ladies join RHONY in season 14 as part of the revamp. A lot of people thought that Jenna Lyons wasn't going to be back, myself included, since she didn't show up at BravoCon, kind of alluded to the fact that like maybe she didn't want to be on the show as much. But she did sit down with I believe it was the New York Times in a profile, and said that she wouldn't be talking about her personal life or bringing her personal life into the show at all. She doesn't really want to film too much in her home because it was kind of invasive with her son. I want to know what you think about this. Is it fair to be a housewife and not open up that part of your life? I know a lot of people are kind of going back and forth. Is that kind of the new precedent? Are we going to be having housewives kind of holding things back when that's not really what the show is about? But I guess they wanted, like I said, that star power. They wanted Jenna to come back. They wanted this cast to come back. But it was interesting. So a lot of people were saying that there was 10 apples on this announcement. And so maybe we're like, oh, could some of the OGs return? There were some rumors about this. So we actually asked Dorinda Medley if there was any truth to those rumors and if some of our favorite OGs would return. Take a look. You know, speaking of New York, I know that they just announced the new season of RHOBH, but there was rumors going around that maybe some of you might come back this season. You know, they had like 10 apples in this announcement, and you know, there's only a few of the ladies. So were any of those discussions had?
Not with me, but you know, I mean, obviously I wasn't considered in that.
Would you ever foresee yourself ever maybe like coming back onto the show with those ladies? Do you think that that would gel?
You know, I'm always open to anything. You know, my experience with Bravo has always been very positive, and I never say no to anything. And if there were a situation where they wanted us to come back and way, shape, or form, I think I would be open to it. I think the audience would be open to it. But I was never approached about that. And I don't know if that's something that they ever really talked about to us. I think the audience wanted it.
Yes.
And they were hopeful. And I think I was just saying to someone else from Distractified that, you know, I think that people just are very reminiscent about the OGs, right? And I do think the legacy kind of gave them a little sliver of reminder of what it looks like, right? And it's just different now. People are still adjusting to that difference. But
no, totally. And I mean, Legacy was...
I think the Legacy was a huge success. What I'd really love to see is another sort of Legacy somewhere on a boat, somewhere different. Like I think Legacy on a below deck boat would be hysterical.
Oh my God. Sign me up immediately. Like, right? Have you pitched that idea to Andy? Is that like maybe in motion?
I think we have pitched it. We've pitched I think the Legacy back up at Bluestone Manor would be incredible. I tell you what I do think would be hysterically funny. And I think that, well, Jersey almost did it last season. I think it'd be very fun to see the new New York girls come to Bluestone Manor for a night.
Yes.
Now, that would be fun.
One night would be fun.
Maybe have one of the other girls with me there, Lou there, welcome them for a dinner and an overnight stay, and then the audience, I think, would get a kick out of that. So yeah, it doesn't seem like those conversations would happen, but cameras have not started rolling yet. So I'm sure maybe, I love her idea of bringing those ladies up to Bluestone Manor. So sign me up for that, because you know that would be a good time. And of course, Dorinda would make it nice. All right, let's get into our social spotlight of the week. And Tamra Judge, Jenna Keough, and Tammy Knickerbocker are proving that the OC ladies still got it. Love this little reunion that Tamra had. So Tamra captioned the photo, "We love a blast from the past," referencing her cease and desist flub during the season 6 finale, in which she threw legal documents and wine in Jenna's face and got her words mixed up. Tamra added, "No red wine or ceased and deceased papers were thrown." So fun. I love seeing these ladies together. Tammy also commented on the sweet snap, reminiscing about her time on the show. "Bravo gave me such amazing memories, lifetime and new friends. Tamra, loved laughing again with you. Just love you, and your home was amazing. Jenna, love ya, and so happy we see each other all the time. Thanks for all the nice comments." I love that they see each other all the time too. I wasn't expecting that. There's so many old faces from OC. I would love to know if there's anybody that you would love to see back. So please let me know in the comments. That is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Comments. Lots of Housewives news to get to this week. So like I said, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you next week.